Hey everyone, so this one is about how to win your first clients as an online coach on LinkedIn. Now I think there are 8 ingredients to this, and these are not things that I've Googled or asked AI to generate for me. These are things that I actually did myself to start from scratch and to build my coaching practice into, after some years, a healthy 6-figure coaching practice. It is possible to do it. So these are the 8 things, let's dig into it. So thing number 1 really is to put yourself over there with them being the people who are looking at your content. It is super easy to get stuck in your own head and thinking about yourself as a coach, what you offer and all those good things. But the sooner you can put yourself over there with them and the kinds of things that they are thinking about, the easier it becomes. And I explain quite often and talking to other coaches about the concept of a really good client avatar. So by this I mean the person that you are writing for. It's a bit sharper than a general niche where you might point your services towards a group of people. This is a specific person that you've imagined that you want to speak out to as you create your content. So thing 1 is to really put yourself over there with them and stay there, rather than getting into your own head about all the ins and outs of being a coach while you're thinking about creating clients. I think you might have heard my dog, but let's carry on. So the second thing, and this is vital, is to find a way to stop the scroll. We're in LinkedIn, right? And we've all been there in the morning, drinking our coffee. Our thumb is getting busy, scrolling along the feed. And you'll notice yourself, it takes quite a bit for it to stop and read something. So to do that, you need to get really good at basic copywriting. And I think anyone can have a go at this and become much, much better. There are some great books out there which really will accelerate you in getting better at it. Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards has helped me. I found that to be a straightforward book to read. So copywriting is part of it. The other bit of it, of course, is often an image or something striking that made you stop. So do a quick audit. See what made you stop as you scrolled. Was it colour? Was it imagery? Think about those things and use some of those tactics in your own content to create a stop in the scroll. Then, once they've landed on your content, you really have to resonate and agitate in the places where you've put yourself over there with the client. So in those topics that are meaningful and top of mind for your potential client, you really need to get them singing your song as you create your content. And to do that, you need to be in the topics that matter most and that are attached to some kind of outcome that they want to head towards. And for most people, that is, a bit of a dream, but it's an outcome they want. It's a new identity, a new sense of purpose, a clearer path, all of those things. So having a way of resonating in that area and getting people thinking about the possibilities and then agitating them a little bit that they aren't currently there and may need some help with it is the key to getting involvement from your client base as you write content. Thing number 4. Be consistent, not necessarily in your frequency of posting, although that will help, but in your narrative. So keep the topics that you talk about closely grouped. Don't deviate too much from the area where you really want to play. So for example, let's say you are a menopause coach, and that's where you really identify a strong client avatar that you want to encourage to engage with your content and to be part of your feed. You wouldn't start suddenly talking about weight loss or being a finance coach or some other area, even though it might be interesting, especially if it's a near area. You might deviate into burned out 50-something female execs, which isn't far away perhaps from some of the menopause topics you might cover as a menopause coach, but it's sufficiently different to confuse your audience. So try as much as possible to stay in the lane you've created for yourself while you are focusing in a particular area. So the 5th thing, have a clear and understandable profile. I go into a lot of detail on this in my LinkedIn course, which I'll put in the description here, and all these things actually that are in this list are covered in greater detail. But your profile has got to be easy to follow. It needs to be super easy to understand how exactly your business works, who it helps, what the process is that people would go through with you, and how they pop out the other side of some time with you feeling like they're in a much better place with some clear strategies for their development, movement and improvement. Then number 6 is one that gets ignored because people feel uncomfortable about how to do this well. But engage with your profile viewers and the people that comment on your posts, or even those that like your posts. Send them a light touch message and say, hey, thanks for liking my post earlier. Clearly an emotive topic, there was lots of engagement on it. Be great to connect, best Andrew, something like that. Just keeps it light, it invites warmth and connection, and it takes people quite some time to get to know you. So if you can warmly invite them in this way and just connect lightly in that way, it really helps to make the messages that you might get later flow much more easily. So keep it light, keep it friendly, and just imagine it as exactly the same as you would if you were person to person in some kind of social setting. You know, you wouldn't suddenly collar someone at a buffet or a function and start pitching in their ear about your coaching services. You would keep it very superficial to start with, and light until you get to know someone a little bit better. Thing number 7, have a really clear offer and value stack. So what exactly do people get when they work with you? People do like to know about the program, the parts of the program, the ingredients of it, and whilst that might vary a lot, in reality in the coaching sessions, people want to see what it is they're buying. Of course they're buying you and what you can do, but they want to know about the container that it goes in. What are the ingredients, how do they enter that container, and how do they emerge the other side? So make sure that is clear in your mind before you get to part number 8, which is enrollment calls. Have an unpressured, well-rehearsed and fun way of doing a discovery call that ends in a successful enrollment. There's quite a bit to this. Of course, at the start of the enrollment call, you're going to need time to unearth the person's story. People come to enrollment calls with all different levels of exposure to coaching previously, so there's a bit of level setting that has to start at the beginning. But yeah, take your time with those. Have a clear path that you take people through where they get a chance to share their story. You go through your approach to coaching, you answer their questions, and you aren't too attached to the outcome of working with them at the end. So, that's a bit condensed. Like I said, there's huge detail on this in the course that I wrote. If you do those 8 things, you won't go too far wrong. It may take you a couple of months to get into the swing of it, but that is the way that I did it, and I'm sure you'll find that if you do the same things, you will have success too. That's it for this video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.